A very good evening to you all. Thank you for watching UBC Television. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold. Welcome back to the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. And these are our top stories. In our stories tonight, Operation Shuja commanders evaluate progress of the war against ADF. And weather technical team to assess warning system in Butaleja. Thank you for joining us once again. We'll now give you the news in detail. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has called on African nations to lead in rejecting the promotion of homosexuality on the continent, describing the vice as a big threat to the danger to the procreation of the human race. The president was hosting a delegation of members of parliament from over 22 African countries and the United Kingdom, who have converged in Entebbe for a two-day first ever interparliamentary conference on family values and sovereignty at State House Entebbe.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met with a delegation of members of parliament from over 22 African countries and the United Kingdom, who had converged in Entebbe for a two-day first ever interparliamentary conference on family values and sovereignty.
Now, the mistake of some of the Western groups, and I'm glad to see these people, wonderful people like the ones who are here, they attempt to if there is a deviation from normal, if there is an abnormality, how would you seek to universalize an abnormality?
The meeting was held under the theme, Protecting African Culture and Family Values.
Excellency, a person proposing that there should be same-sex marriages or same-sex sexual relationships is a person that is not just attacking the family, but a person seeking to wipe the entire humanity out of the face of this earth.
How would you seek to establish an abnormality as an alternative way of life?
The delegation was led to State House Entebbe by Sarah Opendi, the Toro Woman Member of Parliament, chairperson of the conference and also the chairperson of the Parliamentary Forum on Family.
There is nothing, Your Excellency, as important as the family. And if the family unit is under attack, then certainly the nations may not be the nations that we all want to see.
The experts further revealed that the promotion and practice of homosexuality is a total erosion of family values and culture.
In same-sex relationships, the thing to keep in mind is that the gender ideology is inconsistent with our African tradition, it is inconsistent with our faith, and it is inconsistent with science.
Although President Museveni was glad to learn that LGBT victims could be provided with some therapy and rehabilitation, he maintained that this should not be propagated.
But then the danger is now him trying to recruit others now. The funding, that's what we cannot tolerate. And I want to congratulate our parliament for being very, very
We made a request that we want to come and see you, and we were requesting to see you largely for three things. Your Excellency, to see President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. You may not be appreciated much in your country, but whenever we watch you on television, you give value to our being Africans.
The president thanked Asheme Songweho, who led the delegation from Malawi to SCPAU in Brussels, for bringing to his attention articles contained in the SCPAU new draft agreement that pose a lot of challenges and threats to the sovereignty of member states and also to the values of family, religion, and traditional cultures.
It can't come into force until you, Your Excellencies, from the 79 countries, from the Caribbean, from the African continent, and the Pacific continent have signed it.
President Museveni cautioned his Western critics to desist from lecturing African countries about their norms and values, thus reminding them that colonialism ended a long time ago.
The idea of the foreigners giving lectures to the Africans should stop, because they should have learned this. But also, the idea by the African that Africa is poor should also stop, because it's not.
President Museveni further explained that there will be no comprehensive sexuality education in Uganda.
A document called the International Guidelines on HIV, AIDS, and Human Rights that says that to stop AIDS, you have to legalize abortion, same-sex marriage, prostitution, and provide children with a radical form of sexuality education. These UN agencies are being now controlled by the donor countries and pushing agendas that are destroying the health and innocence of children and families worldwide.
With the bill on its way from Parliament to State House, President Museveni says he will pay close attention to it before assenting.
So therefore, I want to salute the Ugandan Parliament. They didn't come to discuss with me. We didn't discuss it before. They started on their own. Private members' motion. It's now that I'm coming in. But it's good that you have taken an independent stand. And we have always taken an independent stand. Not only on this issue, but also on other issues. And now, the bill is coming to me. I haven't seen it yet, but when it comes, I will call you, and we shall harmonize and protect our children. There will be no promotion of homosexuality in Uganda.
The visiting members of Parliament extended a vote of thanks to the Ugandan community and to the President as well. Other African countries which are following suit in criminalizing LGBT are Kenya, Ghana, Malawi, among others. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Reverend Canon Godfrey Mbitse has been consecrated and installed the new Bishop of Muhabura Diocese. Bishop Mbitse replaces Bishop Krama Mugisha, who has been the Bishop of Muhabura since July 2007. Hundreds of Christians, local leaders, politicians and other dignitaries thronged St. Andrew's Sesame Cathedral grounds in Chisoro to welcome the third Bishop of the Diocese of Muhabura. The Archbishop of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, consecrated and enthroned the bishop with support of other bishops. Let's have a look.
Excitement rocked Gisoro municipality as jubilant Christians welcomed the consecration and installation of Reverend Canon Godfrey Mbitse as the new Bishop of Muhabura Diocese. The event was presided over by the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Stephen Kazimba.
The 2/3 majority of the diocesan bishops.
Archbishop Stephen Kazimba Mugalu asked believers to fight for unity and development of their church. The Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, represented President Yoweri Museveni. Museveni hailed the outgoing Bishop Krama Mugisha for championing development and unity during his time of office.
For being a reliable partner with government in championing the social, economic transformation and development of our country. I want to thank the church leaders for using their pulpits to propagate the messages of wealth creation at the household level. And it is important to emphasize to believers that besides seeking after spiritual nourishment from the places of worship, they should also participate in income-generating activities to sustain their households. All believers should take the example of Jesus Christ, who, besides feeding the hungry, preaching and healing the sick, was also a carpenter. Jesus was not a passive bystander or spectator in the development process of his society. He worked for both the spiritual and socio-economic uplift of his society. This is what all Christians must emulate. Poverty among Christian believers should be viewed as an affliction that must be cast out of the homes.
People of the dust of Muhabura, I want to say this once again. Respect your bishop.
Museveni donated a brand new Land Cruiser to the bishop to facilitate his travel requirements during the execution of his duties. Kinki's diocesan bishop, the Right Reverend Dan Zoreka, was the day's key preacher and asked the newly elected bishop to serve people with humility. He also asked Christians to continue loving their bishop. In his charge, Mbise promised to use his time in leadership to improve on mission and evangelism in the diocese with more focus on the children, youth, and other sectors of the church.
Mama Sharita watwebereje n'umugore wanje turi gushingirwa kandi akatwarika. Mama Sharita warakoze cyane. Watubereye umubyeyi. Wakatatu ndashimira Reverend Canon Esau Muta, umugore wawe hamwe n'umuryango wanyinjije kandi akankundisha umurimo w'ikanisa kiri umunyarubyiruko kandi agakomeza kunyobora kugeza kuri uyu munsi uwundi we kandi n'umuryango wawe twabashimira cyane.
He also made several assurances to Christians in the diocesan human resource development, education, health, hygiene and sanitation, environmental protection, water and sanitation, among others. Some of the Christians expressed joy and optimism in the new bishop. Born February 2nd, 1964 in Roko Village, Nyarubuye Sub-County, Gisoro District, Mbise earned a Bachelor of Divinity from Bishop Baham University of Uganda, Christian University in 2007, after having successfully been awarded a diploma in theology. In 1998, he was ordained a deacon in 1998 and a priest in 1999 at Muhabura Diocese.
The Mountain Division and Operation Shujaa Commander, Major General Diko Loom, and his counterpart, Major General Kasongo Robert of the Father Commander Sector 1 Greater Beni, have held a joint evaluation meeting to review the progress of the joint UPDF FADC operation in Shujaa, or Operation Shujaa rather. The evaluation meeting was held at Okapi Hotel in Beni Territory in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's have a look.
The meeting, composed of general officers and senior officers from UPDF, FRDC and enablers, assessed the tactical, operational and strategic progress of the ongoing UPDF FRDC joint operation in Eastern DR Congo.
Here today we've met for the last 2 days with the sector commander of the FRDC from Ituri and the sector commander of the FRDC in the North Kivu, situated in Beni, to look at the ongoing operations and to see how we can evaluate and come out with better options.
The two-day evaluation meeting produced a report that was adopted and signed by 3 commanders: Major General Dick Olum, Operation Shujaa Commander, on behalf of the UPDF, Major General Kasongo Robert, the Commander Sector 1, Greater Beni, and Major General Abdallah Jembo, Sector Commander Ituri, signed on behalf of FRDC.
Nous avons tenu une réunion de révision des opérations conjointes.
Kulikuwa na kikao hapa kwa kuweza kuchunguza mambo ya operesheni, vile vile kuandaa kikao kitakaofuata kuhusu evaluation hapa mjini Beni. Ya ops conjoint.
Et sur ce, les opérations se poursuivent normalement entre les forces
This meeting today is an evaluation or an assessment meeting to ensure we prepare for the forthcoming meeting of the Chiefs of Defense Forces of the FRDC and the UPDF here in Beni.
Major General Kasongo Robert praised President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for his visionary leadership and pacifying the Eastern DRC.
Normalement, entre les forces de la République démocratique du Congo et les forces de défense de l'Ouganda.
To thank the presidents of the two countries, His Excellency Fatshi, Honorable Felix Tshisekedi Tshilombo, and His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, through our Chiefs of Defense Forces who have made this mission possible.
UPDF and FRDC command main focus is peace and socio-economic development of the two neighboring states.
Et nous continuerons à traquer les ADF jusque dans leur dernier retranchement. Merci.
Na tutaendelea kumsaka huyu adui ADF hadi sehemu yake ya mwisho ya maficho.
And the joint forces of FRDC and UPDF have done a great job. The roads are now clear from Kasindi to Beni, and we are so sure from Burasi to Boga Kainama up to Erengeti soon will be as clear as this other part of Beni Kasindi.
Uganda and DR Congo signed a memorandum of understanding in November 2021 to conduct a joint military operation codenamed Operation Suja against the ADF in Eastern DR Congo following escalated suicide attacks by the ADF rebels in both countries. Haruna Mtesasila reporting for UBC News in Beni City, Eastern DR Congo.
Palm Sunday prayers at Lira Cathedral today were held outside due to the mammoth crowd that turned up to commemorate Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. In his sermon, the Bishop of Lira Diocese, Right Reverend Sanctus Lino Wanok, asked Christians to use silence to defeat the devil and shun drug abuse.
Hundreds of Christians today gathered at Uganda Matters Ordination Ground to celebrate Palm Sunday, also known as Passion Sunday. The Mass was held outside due to the huge turn-up. Melodious songs of Hosanna were sung as a way of recalling Jesus' triumphant entry to Jerusalem as the Holy Week commences. Red and white vestment similar to the altar's decoration is the Bishop of Lira Diocese, Right Reverend Sanctus Lino Wanok.
We are seeing how corruption has grown. Let us teach children to find a way of curbing off corruption, respecting the things of others. And this will show itself when you plant some fruit trees in the compound and control the appetite of children in using them. That's the teaching of controlling appetite.
Wanok wonders why leaders who proclaim Christ as their savior still continue to steal from the poor. He says the church has exhausted all about corruption, but leaders have refused to listen. Wanok also used the occasion to warn homosexuals against messing with God's plan for humanity.
That one, if any of the person in the land here concede to it, then it will be one as pretended, not because he wants.
So this is a very big day, and I was also happy praising and worshiping.
It's my first time to celebrate Palm Sunday in Uganda. It's the best, it's beautiful, and everybody come with present, pineapple, this kind of thing, I don't see it in Europe. So I think it's a lot to copy from Africa.
Palm Sunday is a Sunday that commences the Holy Week, and the palm branches used by Christians are taken back home as a sign of Christ's victory, which are later burnt and used the following year on Ash Wednesday. I'm Eddie Oloa, reporting for UBC News.
The Episcopal Vicar Kagadi Vicariate in Hoima Diocese, Monsieur Peter Kaberenge, has urged Christians to begin the whole week of Easter with purified hearts and shun temptations of the devil. Details in this report. signal.
Preaching to a congregation which thronged St. Mary's Kagadi Parish, Monsignor Kaberenge clarified that Palm Sunday in Christian calendar marks the beginning of the Holy Week to Easter Sunday, which commemorates Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem.
Today we have celebrated the Palm Sunday. The significance of it is Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. He's going to conquer death and he's going to die for you and for me to save the world. So and this Palm Sunday beginning the Holy Week, the Passion, death, and resurrection of our Lord. So we want our Christians to be in a prayerful mood, in a soulful mood, and not to make a lot of noise until that day of the resurrection, when the angels will announce that he has risen from the dead.
Monsignor Kaberenge asked Christians to shun evil ways of living during the Holy Week, desist from temptations and repent their sins. Kaberenge reminded Christians to shun domestic violence, environmental degradation, and denounce satanic vice of homosexuality.
The friends and relatives all have this Sunday held a funeral service for Dennis Blair Kalanzi, who died at Mulago Hospital this weekend on Saturday. Prayers for the scribe who worked with Uganda Broadcasting Corporation and the Presidential Press Unit have been held in his home area. He was born on 8th December 1985 in Namayumba, Wakiso, and died at Mulago Hospital on 1st April 2023. Dennis Blair Kalanzi was famous for the Presidential Press Unit program Agafa Embuga.
UBC mwebale nnyo okuuma muganda wammwe ate bagenda okuganzikako ekimuli nga basiibula munnaabwe omukama amukugwere ekiwumulo ekyenereze. Mwebale nnyo UBC News staff. Kale tugenda okusembyayo
amusaasire bwebaba nga waliwo ebitatambudde bulungi mu bulamu bw'ensi amusonyiwe, amuwa okwetaba mu ndagaano ye wamu n'abatuukirivu ey'obulamu obw'olubeerera. Naffe Mukama tumusaba enneema nga tulamaga mu nsi muno atulungamye bingi ebyokwesittalako, naye tumusaba atuyamba.
Bambi nabo munyolwa okwekitalo ennyo, maziga nabo bwe batyo bambi basiibula omwagalwa waabwe bw'atyo ng'agenda ewa Katonda we. Omukama amuweere ekiwumulo eky'eddembe. Tusigazaayo
tutandika okunoonya ebisumuluzo eby'emmotoka eyiye, ebyo nabyo ne bitubula. Kyenva nziruka ng'endedde emmotoka eyange muteekemu, ne tumuddusa mu ddwaliro mangu awo, ne tumutwala mu ddwaliro ku St. Joseph for treatment. Naye ng'embeera ye yali teyeeyagaza, nga kwegamba talina maanyi, talina muntu gw'ayinza kutegeera okuggyako ebintu ebitonotono. Kwegamba ebyangu byasobola okulaba, naye nga tusobola kubuuza kintu mirundi ebiri n'akikuddamu. Bwe twamutwala ku St. Joseph ne tumuhandiga over mu basawo.
Kituufu oluusi wano abadde tajja mu church olw'emirimu gye gyemanyi kisobola okuba nga tuba tukimutwala mu mmeeri, era nga ffe abakristu sapule mamufaaga abasabakristu wakabondo ako ne banne abakyala buli mwezi gwa sapule babadde babeerayo era nga baaniriza. Era babadde baŋŋambyeko nti yali abasabye ayagala ekitambiro kya mukisa mu maka ge abadde akiteekateeka ate bino webijjidde yabadde asanga nagamba taata faaza nga ne bwaba agenda kusimbula bwati emmotoka ye nanengera asooka n'avaamu najja bisawakugeekunanga taata faaza nkulamusizza naddayo mu mmotoka ye akolaki n'agenda nange nempitawo kubanga nze mbadde neyibawo ekyemmangako
bakiteekamu yuda ng'asolooza drakma wazinda b'enkumi enzi aziweereza i yerusaalemu okusaba ekigambo ky'okugambiza bali baalinga bantu ng'abakkiriza ebaddolo nga bafumagavaawe yabadde faaza oli simu lyako lipita ye anti bwe muyingira mu ttale byonna bisuubira buli omu akwasibwe kuba
May his soul rest in eternal peace. The State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, during the commissioning of a science block at Standard High Secondary School in Kasese Town, said that parents have to embrace taking their children to church for better morals. Let's have a look.
Is to appreciate church and nurture their children into God-fearing people. State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, says police cannot be everywhere to deal with criminals, but if the young generation is lectured about sin at a tender age, criminality in the country could reduce.
First of all, everywhere I'm going, people are complaining about thieves, stealing chicken, stealing what, and the cry is, please, increase police presence. And I've told them, and I would like to repeat it, we cannot have enough police presence in the whole country. And Kasese alone, even the terrain, cannot allow us to have police presence everywhere. Even if they are there, they will be at police posts. They cannot be at people's homes. So I've told them, the solution is twofold. One, every day when you're going to church, every Sunday when you go to church, take your children with you.
The minister also urged parents to take their children to school for their brighter future. The Bishop, South Rwenzori Diocese, the Right Reverend Nelson Baluku, who blessed the works at this school, advised the learners to stick on education.
What I have to encourage, especially the learners, is to make sure that they concentrate on their books, they remain focused, and above all, they have God at heart. Because, as I did mention to them, we have so many cultures including on our young ones, especially these people promoting LGBT. We know that our children are vulnerable, but thanks to God, when any kid or any student or even an adult is with God, nothing is going to divert his or her attention.
The Deputy RDC in charge of Bokonzo County West, Mate Magwara, thanked the management of the school for embracing education as a pillar that fights poverty in this country.
I want to thank you, the directors, for adding a contribution to the liberation of the people of Rwenzori, and especially this area. Our fathers spent years up there fighting. From Nyamusa's time long ago to Isaiah's time, in spite of the others, our struggle was education. Basically, education is the key thing. Now, when you come with this investment, focusing on the education of our children, Mama Biavanyarenzururu hen.
The director of Standard High Secondary School, Elias Mbarana, requested the government to support them in areas of science equipment so that they can do much with government schools as far as performance is concerned.
As you are aware that Uganda is now considering science as the best option and actually making it compulsory. And our beloved His Excellency the President, he said for him to do that, let's him first motivate the science teachers, and indeed he did that by increasing their salary.
Government through the Ministry of Education and Sports has warned health institutions across the country against promoting homosexuality. The warning was sounded by the principal of Uganda Allied Health and Management Sciences, Rose Mugumisiriza, who represented the ministry at the National Allied Health Training Institution's Cultural Gala in Jinja. Mugumisiriza tasked the students to focus on their cultural norms and values.
Ministry of Education and Sports has joined lawmakers to criminalize the same-sex conduct. The principal of Uganda Allied Health and Management Sciences, Rose Mugumisiriza, hailed the Ministry of Education for incorporating music and drama in the curriculum that has promoted culture.
We want to thank the Ministry of Education and Sports, and most especially our Minister, Mama Janet Katam 70, for allowing us to get involved in such activities. It makes our students very healthy, and especially want to thank the Permanent Secretary, Madam Ketila Maro, and also the Health and Education Training Department headed by our Commissioner, none other than Dr. Safina Kisumusene, for giving us this time so that our students can also participate in such activities where they get friends and they socialize.
The principal of Medical Laboratory Training School, Jinja, Nsongo Lawrence, the host, encouraged his counterparts to use music and drama as a tool to open up students' mindset through good morals.
Many students or many institutions have not appreciated the different cultures. So it is the day like today for a cultural gala that we try to bring to promote the different cultures, yes, and for students to appreciate their cultures and their beliefs, yes. So that's why we normally have a cultural gala of the cultural gala of Allied Health Training Institution in Uganda on every year. So today it has been in Jinja here.
The principal, Gulu College of Health Sciences, Jane Babalanda, tipped students on the significance of the cultural gala.
It is a very enriching activity. It is good for our students. It takes us back to our culture, and we appreciate where we come from. Even those who are, even it gives us a chance to interact, and our students to interact with one another, because we collect from all regions of Uganda.
At least 7 health allied training institutions across the country participated in this cultural gala, where Mulago Health Allied and Management Sciences emerged the overall winner, followed by Butabika.
Government has started consultations with relevant education, or rather students across the country have been tasked to embrace co-curricular activities to enhance their learning and confidence. During the First District Secondary School Debate 2023 held at Chambogo College, many students showcased their debating skills.
In the recent Senior 6 results, only 18 students countrywide got A in biology, and close to 10,000 students failed the subject, which impacted on performance in sciences. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Katie Lamaro, confirms that biology and physics were not excellently done.
We have held discussions with the Association of Biology Teachers, and they are raising a number of challenges. The challenges are mostly around the way, they say the way the exams are sent.
At Luzira Secondary School in Kampala, the head teacher, Peter Senyimba, say that biology as a subject is wide and needs a lot of time for the learner to carry out practicals.
We are trying to demystify that by empowering the teachers to interest the learners in the learning of science.
The deputy head teacher, St. Elizabeth Nkowe, Alexander Habimana, says that biology questions were not easily understood by students during the exams, something that contributed to their failure, especially in the practicals.
The quality of teachers, to some level you could agree that surely the good ones that are produced, those that score A's, B's in these sciences, end up in other courses, medicine, pharmacy.
This year, 2023,
We are laying down these strong foundations on how to improve biology.
It's not too big, but it's the mindset of students.
The president of Christian School Owners Association, Benedict Saz, says they have introduced a gadget called Internet in the Box, which students could use to carry out their own research on the subjects. The Chief Executive Officer, Christian School Owners Uganda, Daniel Mwesigwa, says they have plans to extend this kind of technology to over 800 schools across the country to support students to carry out their research.
And we are having uniform assessment, and we can do knowledge sharing.
According to Samson Bahati, St. Francis SS Busunju, some schools lack enough teachers to comprehensively handle the theoretical and practical part of biology.
Because of the shortage of biology teachers in our schools, we get teachers on part-time basis. It is very hard to get a biology teacher on full-time. And even when you get a teacher on full-time, on part-time, they are very expensive.
At Kololo High School, the poor performance in physics and biology were attributed to the poor questioning techniques that were not understood by learners.
I think government should sit with the people, because I know there are those who teach, there are those who examine, especially at UNEB level, senior 6, senior 4. I think they should sit with teachers and tell them exactly the expectations.
St. Mary's High School Gayaza says government should put a tax waiver on science equipment so that schools can access practical equipments at lower prices to enable students perform well.
Government should emphasize teaching physics in a practical way.
Well, those were a number of teachers trying to lobby government to improve the standards at which they teach students biology and physics lessons to improve the national performance. In other news, students across the country have also been tasked to embrace co-curricular activities to enhance their learning and confidence. During the First District Secondary School Debates 2023 held at Chambogo College, many students showcased their debating skills.
Secondary schools from across the country have participated in the first ever secondary school debate competitions organized by Uganda National Secondary Schools Debate and Public Speech Championship. The debate that brought together over 5 secondary schools in Kampala was intended to nurture students with practical best skills and to help them in discovering their different talents.
Whichever part of this country, we think that it's important that we reach out to them and help them learn through the art of debate, critical thinking, but also build their confidence.
We want to inculcate into students the art of debate, which is the art of research and the art of intellectually dissecting issues that affect us as a country.
According to the National Tournament Director Uganda for National Secondary School Debate and Public Speech Champions Paul Achaye, the debate has helped many students to become public speakers and discover their silent talent.
Because we know that if the energy of young people is directed towards negativity, the consequences will actually be dire. But also if the energy is directed towards positivity, we think young people can really do a tremendous job to transform our country and make it a better place to live.
He says this campaign is being conducted in all districts in Uganda, training students and patrons without leaving no one behind.
We've been to Jotera, we've been to Lira, we've been to Gulu, Kabale, we've been to a number of districts training debate and public speech. And so we get back to our students and do the same. We do the same trainings with them.
The Chief Judge of Uganda National Secondary Schools Championship 2023, however, highlighted the challenges encountered during the exercise.
We think that some of the people, in some regions, like where we have moved to, like in the deep eastern parts, when you look at things like Kumi or Soroti district, these are individuals who haven't yet embraced the art of debate. But then also going to northern Uganda, we found that Karamoja region is still limited and we're having a limitation of reaching there and having a change of mindsets. But thirdly, we think that schools have not brought about more investment into mindset shift to make sure that we have debates being at the center of every school.
This year's debates are conducted under the theme Youth Combat HIV/AIDS and Achieve the SDGs 2030. Story compiled by Andrew Sebira for ABC News.
A number of schools and orphanage Muslim homes across the country have been supported with assorted relief food items worth 150 million Ugandan shillings. The chairperson of Gasewa Charitable Trust, Vahid Mohammed, says that the support is aimed at strengthening the faith of the needy people during the month of Holy Ramadan.
Relief food items worth 150 million shillings has been offered to schools and orphanage Muslim homes across the country to help the needy break their fast during the holy month of Ramadan.
We are from Gasewa. Gasewa means Uganda Social Education and Welfare Association. The association established in 25 years back. This is our silver jubilee year. Today you are witnessing the support for Ramadan. Actually, we are collecting the funds from our supporters and our members and donating it to the orphanages. We are doing this service for last 10 years, and this year also we have collected almost 150 million worth of goods, and we have a corporate supporters.
This was supported by Ugasewa, a Muslim organization that was founded in 1995 to support Muslim communities in Uganda in the areas of health and education. After receiving the food items, some of the beneficiaries expressed their gratitude towards Ugasewa for its timely intervention.
I'm indeed very grateful for the support, always continued support to receive from this Indian community. Not only during Ramadan, they have helped me paying water for the orphanage. They continue paying for the water. We have now standing water. We are actually proud of them.
We do thank these people. The support they give us in the Ramadan, the support they give us, we are very happy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help them so that they can give more and more. Because there is a lot of people, needy people outside there. So we need their support so that everybody can get in Kampala, outside Kampala, that they can get support.
Every Ramadan they are calling us for some assistance, because this assistance they are getting from members. Their members, it has a community which they contributed towards our needs. So we thank you, we thank them on behalf of the orphans and widows. I thank them.
The assorted food items include rice, maize flour, cooking oil, macarons, beans, among others.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Towakana.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100*5# to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Tecno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
This is our family's pride.
This is my friend.
This is the future of our nation.
She is the future of Uganda, and the policies I enact today will protect her from teenage pregnancy.
She is the hope of our community, and I will talk to others about how we must protect her.
She is our family's pride, and I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Their support meant so much to me. I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
TB kills approximately 30 people daily, and 247 Ugandans fall ill of TB disease every day. TB has killed dreams and families. We all deserve a chance in life to hustle, smile. We all deserve a chance to dream and be the best version of ourselves. It is preventable and curable. Know your status. TB testing, treatment, and all TB-related services are free in all government hospitals and accredited private health centers.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back, and now in the world of business, tourism stakeholders in Kigezi sub-region are not happy about the failure to rehabilitate tourism roads in Kigezi sub-region, a challenge that has paralyzed their operations, hence holding back the tourism industry's progress. The tourism stakeholders disclosed this at Arcadia Lodges in Chitumba sub-county, Kabale district, during the meeting between the Uganda Tourism Board, UTB management, and the private sector from Kigezi tourism cluster.
But the special package, the special product for people who are doing tourism, getting that, and also that extended period. The last time we had loans, most tourists, so a very high interest. Is there a way, like people who are in tourism, who are the access, or they get those waivers, like these that have been rescheduled, so that we get a breathing space? Various stakeholders, this can also be done. We have times when it is in the dry season, during the dry season. It's more time on the road than he can be in air. So I think the question of roads should be answered. When you are going to Kidepo, Mukulu Byangoma mentioned Chobe area. Here it is worse honorable.
Mainstream tourism in the entire education levels. At the university, you get people coming to tourism, maybe they have just been encouraged or what, but they came from down in the lower levels of education when they had no idea about tourism. So I think in view of the sustainability of the sector, we need to start from the lowest levels of
know what challenges are there and how we can help them. As you know, you have the Kigezi cluster here, and it's one of the best clusters in the country. And also, as you might know, the Kigezi contributes almost 54% to the tourism sector through the gorilla trekking, through the beautiful tourism sites that are here. So it's really necessary as a board that does the promotion of tourism, the marketing of Uganda as a tourism destination, to come here and discuss with you the challenges.
Here is the issue of accessibility to tourism sites or areas of touristic interest. Many of you remember that December, January, many roads to Bwindi, to Mugahinga were in a very bad state. Now, as a board, we've been talking to government about the state of these roads and the need to have a program for addressing emergency repair works. We have been able to deliver this message to the highest offices. And I'm sure you heard the President giving a directive to Ministry of Works to start working on aerodromes in areas where tourists have been frequenting, so that they don't have to spend Entebbe to Bwindi, to Mugahinga, to Kidepo. And I think this directive is going to be implemented. We've been told that the cluster has been raising this matter over time. And we have also told them that yes, we picked on this matter, and I think solutions are coming. And we shall be able to follow up on these and share information with the members here. Some activities in different regions of the country to harmonize this, so that in this month there is Imbaru in Bugisu, there is Nyegenyege in that month in Jinja or Busoga, then there is something here, then there is Matters Day in Namugongo in Buganda. But we are going to issue a calendar so that we can share this with the industry here, so that you can be in a position to inform your clients. So
the chairman, the Kigezi cluster, sorry, because when you said we are coming to meet it has not been actualized. Now I said, now mine was last year, so I have
to be done. We have times when it is in the dry season, during the dry season. You will not drive and water to some gazetted places so that the animals do not need.
The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, has launched a 1 billion parish revolving fund under parish development model in Chibale district. Speaking during the launch at Chibale district headquarters, Minister Kasaija says that the parish development model funds are not a grant or donation from government, but a revolving fund to benefit many individuals at parish level.
The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, has urged beneficiaries to engage in food production to fetch market at local, regional and international level. The minister asked residents to desist from environmental degradation.
Mutwaninga abira banyo ate tutoyira mageta mukimanyire hoima tumukumanyi temukimanyi kijja kuba kyansoni muno abajungu n'abahindi n'abachina n'abalugire Buganda kwijja n'ebyokulya byabo akatali empunu tukuzere enkoko tukuzere amawuli tukugere ebitaku tukugere.
The Chibale woman member of parliament, Noeline Chisembo Basemera, says the 5 parishes with each individual have already received 1 million shillings.
That the money is not for Kasimo, it is for real work. And I think our people here are working. When I see the level of agricultural production in Kibali, I'm really proud, and I believe with more sensitization, this is going to work.
The district senior agriculture officer and district parish development model focal person Hassan Matovu says Kibali district is to receive 1.8 billion shillings.
We are dealing with the 7 enterprises. One of them is dairy, the second one is poultry, another one is piggery, another one is the fish farming. We have coffee and the valuable crops like watermelon, vegetables, onions, there are so many. And we have also included a food crop depending on the agroecological zone. Others are engaged in
yes, njagala okulunda oba njagala okulima kasooli naye kibalo nteekamu kifunamu ki kyeka kasooli njiga mulimu ogwo abakugu bagukola.
The people of West Nile have continued to task government of Uganda through the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to expedite connection of the sub-region to the national power grid. Now, due to technical challenges experienced in the process of connecting power to West Nile, the stipulated commissioning date of March 2023 was not achieved, as a new commitment from the government reveals June this year for connection of West Nile to the national grid.
This was during a multi-stakeholder engagement on 31st March at Moon University about electricity, a date that the people of West Nile made as the last date in a countdown from September 2022 to realize national grid.
West Nile has not had any reliable energy since the beginning. But the truth is, from 1914 to date, we have not been connected to stable and industrially reliable electricity. However, considerable efforts have been made.
Moyo District Chairman William Zanyama and the Ive East Division Legislator Geoffrey Feta argue that government initiative of parish development model and averting unemployment in Uganda can never be achieved if industrial growth is limited by lack of reliable electricity.
Government is talking about parish development model, but energy at all times will remain one of the principal drivers in achieving this government vision. West Nile will not be where it is today. These boys you see here eating marungi, these boys here asking for fazuwere would all be absorbed in this processing plants. So per capita income in West Nile will increase automatically. They will not be beggars.
According to former Ive County MP Bernard Tiku, commissioning of 132 kV Oluyo substation gives hope that the extended deadline of June will come to pass.
The commissioning of Oluyo is good. It's a good news in the sense that we can now rely on power from Karuma.
To that effect, West Nile Regional Government Whip Jackson Atima called upon people of West Nile to be optimistic on the fact that the long-awaited national grid will be achieved by June if all the factors are constant.
If government didn't have that will, Oluyo will not be commissioned, because Oluyo is the interconnection substation which connects Kole, Lira, Gulu and West Nile. The people should be hopeful end of June this year, West Nile should be on national grid so that factories can now come, jobs can be created for our youth.
However, bad practices of vandalizing electricity towers and the resistance by landlords on whose land the pylons are planted poses challenges in a speedy connection of West Nile to the national grid.
On the Karuma-Kawanda line, 5 towers were vandalized, and that means that we cannot evacuate all the 600 megawatts that are going to be produced in Karuma. So it is very important, while we have synchronized 1 unit of Karuma to the grid, which gives us confidence that the plant is actually coming to an end.
During commissioning of Olio substation on 23rd of March, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa confirmed that power has reached Pakwach and tasked the people of West Nile to be ready to consume the huge volume of power generated.
In Arua, we want to see factories using this power. You have to off-take, the grid will suffocate.
So now here, we are going to see onward supply of power. But because we have established accommodation for a lower voltage, 33 kV, we are able to pull power to Pakwach. And as I speak now, we are delivering power to Pakwach.
Joseph Fodamam, UBC News.
This is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello? Hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you? Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for. Campus? Really? Hey, you don't remember me? Okay, so how can I help you? I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap. My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die. What? Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava. First group is I teach you. When I'm going to the school, because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? Is serious you? What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy milk from Umaru. And Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, Jerry car.
Okakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
And in the world of sports, Uganda Dance Sport Federation has become the first sport entities to officially host its Muslim member to one iftar dinner. It was hosted at the Federation's head office in Mengo, with the meal quite sumptuous.
Uganda Dance Sport Federation may be one of the youngest federations in the country, but its deeds are immense. On top of spreading the sport across the country like a wildfire, the Federation leadership has proved to be caring and hosted its Muslim fraternity to a sumptuous iftar.
Dance sport being a sport for all, we value inclusion. Today we had Futari and special dedication player, the Dua, for our national team in preparation for the Olympic qualifiers for the Africa Continental Championship, which are going to take place in May. We have managed to mobilize our athletes from the Muslim fraternity and the entire team, for the national team, where we're going to have breakers who are going to be boys and big girls who are going to represent us in this qualifying series. So we normally do this, we value all regions,
Even last year, during the Christmas festive, we hosted our Christians to celebrate the Christmas together. This time we wanted to break the fast with our Muslim brothers and also having a dedication prayer to them, see that Uganda will make it to Paris 2024 in the break dance, which is a maiden discipline in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
Hosted at the Federation headquarters in Mengo, the occasion was witnessed by prayers and was graced by athletes, technical officials, Federation staff, and the neighborhood. That aside, the aim of the Federation to spread the sport across the country will continue after the Islamic Holy Month and Easter period with visits to various schools. John Barnes, Sentamo.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Allow us to wish you a lovely week and a new month of April. This is the first month of the second quarter. So make sure you keep your dates really followed up. So thank you very much and have yourselves a lovely one.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.